Well, it took 31 games, but this is the one where the Bourne Braves finally homered at Bourne Park, courtesy of Jeremy Ironman and this guy, Tyler Fitzgerald from the University of Louisville. Tyler, we got to talk about that home run. It was an absolute moonshot out to left field and on top of the batting cage, right behind the bullpen. What were you seeing on that?
Honestly, I was just having my two-strike approach. I widened my stance a little bit. I was just trying to see the ball and put the ball in play. That's kind of what I've been working on. I've had a lot of tough at-bats this summer, and I've just been trying to, choke up a little bit, put the ball in play, and I was lucky to get an inside fastball, and it felt good to get that first one, man. It felt good.
I was going to say, you had the two-strike home run, which is impressive in and of itself, but for you got 4 hits over your last 4 games. You look like you're starting to find your groove a little bit. Can you talk a little bit about that transition process coming into bat here at the Cape League?
It's tough, man. This is the best league in the country. I mean, coming in here, you know it's going to be tough pitching, and you try to compete every day, and getting a couple hits here and there helps out a lot. But I'm starting to see the ball a little better, and hopefully I can keep it going.
I can tell you what happened. What happened was Fitz said, I'm just going to do the whole thing by myself. Put all of his anger into that swing.
It worked.
Yeah, Tyler, Coach McDonald, your head coach from Louisville, was here tonight. How special is it for you to hit a home run in front of him?
It feels nice. I wasn't able to do any of that this school year. I mean, I kind of struggled a little bit, so getting that one, hitting that one in front of him was nice. And we went out to lunch earlier, and it was nice to see him out here in the Cape for sure.
Now, talking about the team as a whole, last week when Zach Hess got here and made a start, it felt like there was a different energy in the ballpark. Tonight, you get Jeremy Ironman here, a first-team All-American, hits a home run. What's it like when you can put a guy like that in the middle of the lineup and it kind of lengthens the whole thing?
It's huge. Both those guys that come here, I mean, we had some injuries. We have a few infielders hurt. I mean, had some pitchers get hurt and leave, but to have those two guys come, especially Jeremy to help us with some infield, we're kind of lacking on some infield. So have him in the middle of the lineup with that good bat. I mean, he's proven the past 2 years of school. He's proven last summer that he can rake. So have him in the lineup it helps out a lot.
Well, Tyler, thanks for coming on Tomahawk Talk. Great home run from you tonight. Great performance in the field as well. Third baseman Tyler Fitzgerald for us here on Tomahawk Talk. Thanks again, man.
Thank you very much.
Well, usually Bourne Park is known as a pitcher's ballpark here on the Cape Cod Baseball League, but today it saw the long ball twice today, both from Jeremy Ironman and Tyler Fitzgerald, both the infielders for the Bourne Braves, and they've kind of flip-flopped positions. Tyler was at short for a while this season. Ironman comes in at short today. How much depth does he bring to this lineup, as he was a Brave last year? Now he's back for another stance.
Oh, he's huge. And the thing with Ironman is he has every single tool. He can hit for average. He's got power. He's a great fielder. He can steal bases. Really anything you could hope for, this guy can do, and you can insert him immediately into the 3 spot in the lineup. And for an offense that we've talked about, it struggles over and over again, to be able to bring in that kind of caliber of a player at this point in the season is huge. And I think will be a big spark plug for the Braves offense moving forward, especially considering the playoffs. But I think he just gave everybody a little bit of a taste tonight of what he's capable of, and the fact that he can come in after having a couple days off and just it's not easy just to step in, put on a uniform, and hit a bomb, and he did that tonight. And that's the kind of power that he brings, and a lot of potential with this guy on this Bourne Braves team.
And he was a sound defensive shortstop today, getting a lot of ground outs, making some spectacular plays. He had one play that was just a scoop of the glove off the infield dirt. Let's talk about Tyler Fitzgerald. He's moved from the shortstop position over to the third base position, where he normally was playing at Louisville this year. He hits an absolute bomb today on top of the batting cage in left field, and that really made the Bourne Braves win this game today. How vital is it to have someone like that can go in and out on the infield, in and out on the batting order, wherever you need them?
Yeah, I mean, Fitzgerald's versatility was on display tonight, as you mentioned. It was huge. That swing was huge. Kyle and I talked about it on the broadcast. Probably the biggest hit of the season for anyone on this team, especially with the stakes that there were tonight. I mean, Bourne has been a struggling team of late. Had they lost, they would have moved down to 4th place in the West Division. But with one swing from Fitzgerald, they stay up in 2nd place. It's a huge swing, something we haven't seen from him. He mentioned it a few minutes ago. We haven't seen the power yet. It's in there, but I mean, that was really impressive. A huge, huge hit. That's really all you can say about it.
Well, the hits were really on display tonight for the Bourne Braves and the Harwich Mariners, too, as 24 total hits in the ball game today. how important is it to get those hits and really convert those to runs, because we saw a lot of men left on base today as well.
Yeah, well, that's a category where the Braves really didn't struggle too much with tonight, despite the fact that they had so many base hits. For Harwich, it was a lot of dink and dunk kind of hits where really there was not a whole lot of extra base pop. I think, 2 extra base hits from them, and they were all in the first inning. So you got to credit the Braves pitching staff for being able to slow that down. But I think if you would have told me that we'd see a 7-5 ball game against these two offenses, I would not have believed you. Harwich has the least amount of runs scored in the CCBL, and the Braves are right behind him. So really not two offensive-minded teams, but when you can get the long ball going, that helps out a lot. And Harwich tonight, they're swinging the bat well, really. I mean, they were down in a lot of counts, but they were able to barrel things up, find some holes, and just hit it where they ain't. But again, you have to credit the Braves pitching staff to be able to slow that down. I think the bullpen with Leland and Alvarado was huge, and obviously Feltner. And you caught a Harwich team at really the best point of their season offensively, and they were able to shut it down exactly when they needed to.
So the Braves get this win under their belt, and now they go up against a Kettleers team that they lost to on Monday. How do they look to really rebound in that one and get a win against the Kettleers, because you know who's on the mound?
I was going to say 2 words, Zach Hess. You have him on the mound, and you're feeling pretty good if you're Bourne. They look to continue, have good at-bats tomorrow. They were very impressive tonight. And we talked about it with Fitz a few minutes ago, but the lineup really gets long and deep when you put Ironman in there, when you have Lyle Lynn swinging the way he is at the top. Grant Williams has been great all year. Witherspoon had good at-bats tonight. Palacios had 3 hits. So many guys played well that this lineup can be pretty dynamic when you just insert one big power bat in the middle.
Well, moving on to our Players of the Game segment, I'm going to go with Tyler Fitzgerald in this one. The Cardinal had the absolute moonshot that we talked about today on top of the batter's box, and that's something that he really needed to have under his belt for today. He said that he was struggling a little bit this summer, then he gets that one. That's just a big confidence booster for him. Plus his coach was in town, so you got to give a tip of the cap to him.
Yeah, so many tips of the cap to give out tonight. I'm going to try to limit them down. I'll save them for you, Justin.
Yeah, I was going to give it to all the guys. I was going to.
There's too many, but I think I'm going to give my player of the game tonight to Luis Alvarado. I think he kind of perfectly encapsulates the Braves' pitching performance tonight, at least as far as out of the bullpen. Crane struggled a little bit tonight, and as we mentioned, he got some Mariners down in some 0-2, 1-2 counts. They just found a way to get hits, and even when they were just blooping it into the outfield, it still goes down as a hit. So a tough start for Crane tonight, but for Leland and Alvarado to be able to come in and give 5 1/3 scoreless and allow the Braves to be able to battle back is huge, because we've seen a couple of times this season where their offense is sputtering here and there, but they just haven't been given the chance by the bullpen to fight back. They got that chance tonight, courtesy of Alvarado, and a big part of the Braves win that, in a game where you hit a 2-run home run to win kind of gets overshadowed.
So I'm going to go with tips of the cap to Sean Leland, Luis Alvarado, Ryan Feltner, Lyle Lynn, Richie Palacios.
He's just naming off the Bourne roster.
And Jeremy Ironman. But player of the game is Tyler Fitzgerald. He hits the big home run. You win it, you get the player of the game. So Fitz gets that.
Awesome job, guys. Well, today, a big Bourne win for them against the Harwich Mariners. Now they're looking into carrying that momentum into tomorrow against the Cotuit Kettleers, a team that they lost to on Monday. So we'll see if that flips the script. He's Kyle Kirchhoff. He's Justin Galanti. I'm Blaine McCormick. Thanks for watching Tomahawk Talk.